really the third quarter. They hit a ton of threes. They got loose, and they had some tough ones. You got to give them credit for sure. But our communication was not as sharp as it has been. We were pretty good in the first half. Obviously, we held them. Didn't love our defense the first quarter. Second quarter, 23. But the threes, that was really at the barrage right at the beginning, and we never really shut it off. Credit to them.
Hey, Coach. You mentioned you didn't like your defense for some of those LaMelo sequences. I watched a few of them over again, his threes. He was getting really open whenever he had anyone go under a screen and then just get stuck on the wayside of the screener. What exactly went wrong?
Communication stuff. They have some movement. They do some stuff that's interesting where they slip people out and then are screening. But give them credit. But just communications issues, like I said.
Sure. And 𝗙𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏, I saw in the back part he's attacking the rim more last few games. We're experimenting with him, not just on defense as like this weird small ball center sort of, but also on offense, being someone who's going to be stronger than his other matchups.
We've used him at the 5. Some of it's necessity, but we're actually liking what we're seeing. He can play make. He has a good feel for the game. He knows how to play in the short roll. He just does a lot of positive stuff, not just defensively. He does really good stuff offensively, and we're learning that he can play some of that. And that's what we're learning. That's the good things about this part of the season. You're learning about guys like that in different positions.
What has stood out to you about Jaden Hardy so far?
Yeah, just learning him, obviously, but can score. You can see his ability to obviously create shots on his own, make threes, get to the paint. He just has a knack for scoring, and you saw that some in Dallas too in his career. Has some good playoff games, but he can score the ball.
And what did they do against Bub tonight? Was it something that the defense did, or did you like the process of his shot?
I liked the process of his shots. I thought they upped their physicality a little bit in the third, but I liked what he was getting.
Brian, is Bilal under any sort of minutes restriction or any sort of injury issue?
No, the game got a little out of hand there in the fourth. That's why those guys didn't come back.
Just got to be more vocal out there, better communication. They went on a run where they made a bunch of threes, so, just got to communicate. When we out there, you got to switch up. If a guy gets hot, take away the three, make him do something else. And I feel like, that's kind of where it got away from us, and they start to pull away. So.
And for you individually, what have you been trying to show the Wizards, since you've been here and you've been given the opportunity that you've had?
Yeah, super grateful for this opportunity, and just trying to go out there and just play my game. Play within the system. Make plays with my teammates, and do whatever the coach is asking me, and just trying to bring energy and show what I can do, so how I can help this team, win games. So.
Hey, Jaden. I haven't gotten to talk to you yet. Coach Keefe mentioned some miscommunications going on defense. What went wrong on that end to lead to so many open threes?
Yeah, I would say, just coming together like in the pick and roll, you got to switch up, or on down screens to the corner, you got to be attached. Can't leave too much space because those guys can shoot the ball. So, if a guy feels like he has enough space, he's going to let it go in this league. So you just got to do a better job of that, staying connected and, being more intent on defense. So.
Sure. And now that you've had, a couple games after cementing a few on the bench, getting acclimated to the Wizard system, what are your big takeaways from how the team adds players midseason and gets them all on the same page?
Yeah, just being in the locker room, communicating with a bunch of young guys, and, just trying to, keep everybody together, come out, playing hard, playing with energy, and then picking each other up, really. So just continue to grow with each other, get to know each other, and, yeah.
Jaden, when I talked to you before the game in Cleveland, I asked kind of like, mid-season, how do you acclimate yourself? And you said basketball is basketball. Now that, as Henry just mentioned, you're a couple games in, how much more comfortable are you feeling within this system and understanding the verbiages of what you guys are trying to do?
It's been, ever since I got here, it's been a warm welcome. Coach Keefe and Coach 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗏 done a great job, just getting the system, trying to help me learn the system and, helping me feel comfortable out there and, trusting in my game. So whenever I go out there, just playing my game, playing off of my teammates, their reads, and just trying to get in their lanes when they drive and, being able to knock down open shots whenever they come out to me, and then just getting in the paint, trying to play make, find my teammates when I get in there or make a play. So.
And you guys are in an interesting situation with having Your teammate from Dallas, Anthony Davis, on the bench, obviously wasn't here tonight, but also to Trey. How much have you also just kind of utilized their knowledge just to, if they're noticing things that you might notice or vice versa, in those conversations on the bench to help acclimate yourself more?
Yeah, they're both, AD and Trey. They've been very vocal with me. What they see out there on the floor, telling me, go out there, play hard, show the guys what I could do. And, they've done a good job of just building my confidence out there and, just helping me play my game. So, yeah.
Jaden, how does this trade and this opportunity fit into what you want into your career and what you want to accomplish long term?
Yeah, I feel like, it's a great opportunity for me over here. Just like I said, it's a young team, so I feel like I fit in. And, with my skill set and my capabilities to, knock down a three, get in the paint, create, and, the energy that I bring, willing to compete on both sides of the ball, I feel like I fit in. And, good teammate, I like to see my guys, all my teammates, I want to see all of them succeed. So I feel like, with that, and a big believer in God, so I feel like whatever God's plan is, it has in store for me, then I'm with it. So,
did the trade itself catch you by surprise, or did you have an inkling that something like that might happen?
Nah, I was caught by surprise. Actually, yeah, I didn't know it was gonna happen, but I'm glad I'm here. So, yeah.
I have a quick follow-up for you. Having a front office and a coaching staff that allows you to play like yourself within the system that they want to see, what does that do for a player's confidence and belief in themselves that I can play the way I want and the way I know I can within this system, and they can trust me to do that?
It's big because it's a bunch of players out there that ain't got the opportunity, but feel me, they have game, and if you get that opportunity, just trying to take full advantage of it, and that's what I try to do. Anytime I hear my name called, number, I try to go out there, give 110% effort, whether that's at the beginning of the game or if they throw me in at the end of the game. I still try to showcase what I got to all the teams. So just going out there, competing, playing at a high level, being vocal, and just trying to compete.